It's really hard because
crazy.
the setup for it is falling up air, which is like, when the heck are you going to get falling up air with Shulk?
No, the scariest thing fighting a Shulk is when they get single hit up air, and it's the hit that's supposed to hit you up, but not the actual good hit, but they planned for it. And then like they'll hit you with forward air. It's like, I accounted for that. So we'll see if Coyors has got any wild plans like that up against Crash. But you know, one of the things that we were mentioning pregame is Shulk. Lots of effort, not as much reward.
That is the worst. Oh no, that was actually an amazing change to shield. Because by changing his weight, it made Sheik's combos not work.
Yo, you ever combo so hard you just gotta end it yourself? So a fantastic start for Coyors, but you brought up a really good point. The way that shield modifies weight, or rather the knockback that you receive, you can modify a lot of combo-oriented characters into just feeling helpless. Sheik being one of those characters who's very reliant on, all right, characters mid percentage, I know how I have to route this. All of a sudden, the combo's working as though it's a low percentage, so it's like, what do I do? High percentage, same thing occurs. It gets very frustrating to fight against, and Coyors is entering that threshold where he can use plenty of that rage, but I don't see him dying anytime soon if he plays this well.
Yeah, he's even going into Buster. That's sort of like a confidence move. He knows that, oh, that's it. Wow, what a fantastic read for that back air. Yeah, no, like, one of the really exciting things to watch with a Shulk player, like a Shulk that's really good, knows what they're doing, is see them go into the art that they're, like, see them choose an art and think about why they did it, you know? Because they don't, like, unless it's, you know, a mistake, like, you know, going into shield at the very beginning of a match. But, like, for the most part, like, there's always a thought process behind it, and it's actually a lot of fun to think about, like, why. Like, at the end there, he went into Buster. You know, and that's sort of like what that means is that he was not scared of dying to any sort of Sheik stuff. Even though he was at 100, he's just like, you're going to do extra damage to me, but...
Well, you got to look at it like the way that Crash was in a very bad position. Like, he had to use his resources to get himself back to stage. So he wasn't going to get anything, even if he did get a good hit. Plus, his back was facing towards the blast zone. So he wasn't going to get any good hit that could have maybe killed Coyors. But Coyors is being very dynamic with his art changes. And I feel like that's what you have to do, especially in a matchup as dynamic as Sheik. So these changes to shield are going to constantly throw off Crash's combos. Changes to Buster are going to let him trade for better damage. Shield lets him pick off those kills easy. Jump is going to let him completely outspeed and outspace Crash.
Yeah, and you see him go into speed at the beginning of here. It's always because it's actually a fantastic way to just match the speed of Sheik. You know, Sheik, a fantastic mobility across the board. But by going into that speed mode, and also you've seen him doing the same thing with jump, it allows him to just contest what Sheik is trying to do.
Absolutely, but he just used backslash, and that's the please just take my stock button.
Do you think that it made a difference that Crash shielded at the ledge there?
No. It doesn't.
He was just gone?
It doesn't snap the ledge.
No, but I mean, do you think he would have landed on stage if he didn't get pushed slightly by the shield?
No, Shulk has to be like confidently close to that lip if he's trying to get onto it. You can't just like micro-space it like that. So yeah, it was good of Crash just to shield it for that extra effort, but Coyors was gone. He's got to pick this back up. But if Game 1 was anything to showcase of his skill, he's able to do so.
Yeah, we see that back throw. Interesting recovery from Crash. Coyors punishes perfectly with that backslash to be able to take the stock all the way from the other side of Smashville. And now, even though he had a very early percent SD, and he is at 75 right now, this is not undoable for Crash, especially if he's able to, you know, manage his shield art and his smash art very well.
Certainly. However, this could be the opportunity that Crash needs in order to turn things back in his favor. Coming off of a Game 1 where he had SD'd really early on and Coyors just carried that momentum to the bank, this could be the tide change that he needs to get himself back to, you know, a centerpiece of mind. Like, all right, I'm back in the game. I can bring this to Game 3. I can take this set. Meanwhile, Coyors is bringing the percentage back really nicely, I gotta say.
Yeah, one thing that Coyors has been doing fantastically, okay, is he going to survive? He will. But one thing he's doing fantastically is he'll get one win in neutral, and he'll put Crash in that bad situation on the ledge or in that juggle, and he's getting a lot of mileage off of every single hit that he manages to basically connect.
It's more Coyors exhibiting a strong sense of neutral than the tools that Shulk has, because Shulk can reward good decision making, but not to the point where it's going to really change the tides of play. And that would have been a hell of a read, but we're not seeing it just yet. We're switching into the shield art, making sure that he stays just alive a little bit longer. Doesn't have to worry about any of Crash's high percentage combos. Meanwhile, still packing enough of a punch that he can threaten Sheik.
Whoa, did you? That was... Oh, man. And Shield running out right there at the last second, but he was able to survive that hit. Now, oh, in the back air. Wow, and that much rage will actually mean that even without Smash, he's able to take it. Ends up taking the set 2-0.
You see the handshake, but, you know,